students, here is an introduction of social studies part 1, that is history. Today we are going to study chapter number 11, that is new empires and kingdoms. In this chapter we are going to study about the new empires and kingdoms, that was Gupta rulers. After the decline of Mauryan Empire, two large entities arose are Satavahanas and Kushanas emerged in North India and Deccan. Both the entities declined in the middle of 3rd century CE. After that, the new kingdom arose, that was Gupta Empire, and the empire founded in 4th century CE in the Ganga Valley. The empire was founded by Shri Gupta, who ruled between 240 to 280 CE. The first two rulers of the Gupta dynasty ruled over a few small Hindu kingdoms around the Magad, a part of modern day Bihar. We get information about this period from inscriptions, coins, monuments, etc., and many other things which were in use. The rock cut temples of Ajanta, brick temples in Kanpur, Deoghar, and Jhansi gives us a good insights of Gupta time. The Chinese pilgrimage Fa Hin gives us a vivid description of the period of Gupta Empire. The first important king of Gupta Empire was Chandragupta I. He was the most powerful ruler of the Gupta dynasty. He married to a Lichavi princess, Kumar Devi. This marriage alliance gave him control over Magad. Chandragupta first made his capital at Patliputra and further extended the territories of his kingdom through conquest. His empire stretched from Magad to Prayag, which has been identified as modern day Allahabad. Chandragupta first took the title of Maharaja Dhiraj. Now we will talk about Samudragupta, who is also known as the Napoleon of India. Samudragupta succeeded his father Chandragupta I. The Allahabad Pillars inscription is a main source of information for Samudragupta reason. The Allahabad pillar inscriptions or the Prayag Prashishti has been engraved on one side of the Ashokan pillar. The inscription is a eulogy that runs into the 30 lines. The inscription was composed by Samudragupta court poet Hari Sen in his honor. Samudragupta also performed the Ashwamedh Yagna to celebrate his conquest. He was known to be a sharp military leader but also a great patron of art. The coins issued by Samudragupta show him playing the veena. He has been described as Kaviraja as well. Now we will talk about Chandragupta II, who is also known as Vikram Aditya, as powerful as sun. Samudragupta was succeeded by his son Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II married the Naga princess Kuber Naga. Chandragupta II was also a patron of art and literature. The great poet Kalidasa and astronomer Varama Hira were a part of his court. The Chinese traveler Fa Hin visited India during his rule and left a glorious account of the Gupta Empire. The gold coins issued during Chandragupta II's rules are reflective of the prosperity of the great Gupta Empire. Chandragupta II defeated the Saka ruler and annexed their territories. By defeating the Sakas, Chandragupta gained control of the important ports Sapora, Broch, and Cambay. Another Chinese traveler, Yun Tisang, also visited during the Gupta Empire. He also gives a vivid description about this period. Chandragupta II established a second capital at Ujjain beside Patliputra. Therefore, like his predecessors, Chandragupta II stretched his territories through the conquest and matrimonial alliance. Now we will talk about what was the reason behind the declining of the most powerful empire like Gupta Empire. As it is written, the later Guptas were not as powerful as their predecessors. By the 6th century, the Gupta Empire declined besides Kumar Gupta and his son Skandgupta. Many Gupta rulers were as powerful and successful as the previous rulers of the Gupta dynasty. Now we will talk about the Gupta administration. The Gupta rulers were also known to be efficient rulers and therefore were able to consolidate an empire as large as theirs for 200 years. King was assisted by several officials and a council of ministers that ensured the smooth functioning of the administration. Many administrative posts were hereditary. There is a reference of Samudgupta's court poet Hari Sen being a Mahadandanaika or a chief judicial officer as his father. Decentralization in administration was further extended to a military arrangements as well. Samantas or military leaders would provide their troops in time of war. In lieu of this help, the military leaders were issued land grants. They could collect the revenue from these land grants and maintain their armies as well. Sometimes these Samantas became very powerful and tried to declare their independence. Land tax was also the main source of income during the Gupta period. In this context, we can say that Gupta Empire is the most powerful empire. Thank you, students. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Have a nice day. God bless you all.